Welcome back to a brand new episode of TVGP's We Roguelike It. Sure, we're playing just as many roguelikes as we can get our hands on, and that's a lot nowadays.
I hate you.
I know. That's fair. I appreciate it. We're starting a brand new game this time, Risk of Rain 2. I'm your host, Boston, playing this on the PlayStation 5. I'm joined, as always, by Moonpeer.
Hello, Xbox Series X is my platform of choice, as you already knew by now. I mean, come on.
That's right. This is kind of, I guess, unusual for this show in general. We both have a pretty good amount of experience with this game already, so we are not coming to this game fresh. I think you have probably played it for a handful more hours than I have, but I think we have seen a considerable amount of this game already. But as I found out this week, I still have a whole bunch of stuff to unlock. My first order of business was sort of getting to the
Refamiliarizing yourself again?
Yeah, like starting with that of being like, right, oh yes, Risk of Rain. Risk of Rain 1, I loved you. Risk of Rain 2, we had some static. We had some friction in early access.
Yeah. Specifically the last level.
Yeah, which we will get to. I picked the Huntress because I feel like that's kind of the friendliest option, typically. Not super overpowered, but agile.
I think until you get the Engineer, that's probably one of the good starty ones.
So my first run, I didn't realize I had so many lunar coins. I had like 14. So I went to the Bazaar Between Worlds, and it was like, hey man, do you want to free the survivor trapped in time for 10? I was like, yeah, sure. I mean, it's expensive, so it probably has to do something. It did. I unlocked.
Yep, you got the
captain.
Wait, the captain?
Uh-huh.
The captain was the one trapped into. Okay, I thought it was somebody else.
Okay. Well, on that run, I unlocked like 3 characters, but I'm fairly sure it's the captain. If not, then it was like either the engineer or the other robot. I don't think it was the robot. I'm pretty sure it was the captain. On that run, I had a really solid run going, and I got to the primordial teleporter, the one that takes you to the last area?
Yes.
Yeah, and did that, got in the last area, ran into the first enemy, and got one shot. And I was like, cool, welcome back to Risk of Rain 2. I'm playing on the easiest difficulty, by the way. So I'm not even playing on normal. And I thought, that's fair. That final area is difficult.
Have you beaten the last boss at all?
I have, I think maybe when it went to 1.0.
On the PC or on the PlayStation?
I think it was on PlayStation. I think like as soon as it launched on PlayStation, I had a good run and I went all the way. I did like the boss and the multiple things, and I escaped and I held the ship and all the stuff, and I successfully. I was looking at my my past runs on PlayStation, and there was like 15 runs. One of them was successful. I'm fairly sure it was that one.
In that case, don't ever go to the last world again, dude.
Yeah,
Do you want me to teach you how to loop? Because
no, I know how to loop because I ran into a run. I posted the screenshot on Twitter. It was like 148 minutes because I kept running into the primordial. Correct me if I'm wrong if this is not the right way to loop. I kept running into the primordial teleporter, and a blue portal would spawn next to it to go to like one of the Between Worlds things. I would hop in there and I would leave, and it would start the game back over again. It would loop back over again.
100% not the way I loop. Not the way you're supposed to loop.
So how are you supposed to do that?
When you get to the primordial teleporter, interact with the shields on the outside, and it will rotate the shields.
Oh.
And it will say either the teleporter is pointed at the moon or the teleporter is pointed at the planet. When it says the planet,
gotcha.
That's
you're going to loop.
When
gotcha.
It says the moon, that's the boss.
Figures there be an easier way. But yeah, like I got into a 130 something minute run where I posted about it on Twitter. I got the flawless trophy, which is you start the teleporter event and you defeat all of the bosses without getting damaged. And I was fighting
Uh-huh.
6 of them at a time, and that's
Uh-huh.
when I got flawless. So I'm like, this run is really great. Like I'm virtually unkillable at this point, and I get to the last level because I'm like, well, surely I have to be able to do something good on this last level. Get to the first group of enemies, and they kill me immediately.
I hate that level so
Come on,
much.
Risk of Rain 2. Like, it's so frustrating because Risk of Rain 1 wasn't really an easy game. But typically, when you got to that last level, like that spaceship level, and you were in a good shape like that, you at least had a really good fighting chance to get through the like endless swarms of enemies and beat the boss. But I feel like every time I get there, no matter how good my run is, I just don't have a chance. And either I'm missing something very obvious that I should or shouldn't be doing, I haven't looked it up, or it's just too
Wait,
hard.
hold on.
Hmm.
There is an enemy in that final level that does max damage no matter what level you're at.
Oh, really? Is it the flying ones?
I don't know which one it is, but it's a specific attack that they do,
Hmm.
and it will one shot you no matter how good you're looking.
How fun.
It's a specific attack that I had the same issue where I got to it time and time and time again. I just died like that. And
Yeah.
then I finally recognized what hit me and I avoided it. And it was a smooth sailing from there as soon as
Oh,
you
okay.
know what you need to avoid, because there is an attack that's just like, well, by the way, it's either an attack or it's an environmental hazard or something. But
Sure.
there's something there that does all of your health damage in super
Oh,
quick
okay.
time.
I'll have to go look it up just to see what, because like I don't want to keep beating my head against that last area. Because like on that super great run I got I got to one of the areas. I think it was like the ship graveyard, and I fought a special boss that spawned. It was like a big orb computer thing, and by defeating
Mm-hmm.
that, I unlocked Loader, an additional
Yep.
character. So like I had a really great run going. I just couldn't get anywhere in that final area, which is a real bummer. And I will leverage again my same complaint that I have. I had this complaint a little bit in the first game, but its 2D nature, I feel like, kind of mitigated some of it. There are too many times where I'm spending multiple minutes looking for the teleporter in levels.
Okay. You want a handy shortcut for this?
Sure.
The teleporter gives off sparkles,
Mm-hmm.
red sparkles specifically, that you can see across the map. So
Oh,
that
does
is
it
the
go all the
easy.
way into the sky?
It doesn't, but it's a big aura
Okay.
that if you're looking at the ground, you'll see. You'll start to notice. Now that I've pointed it out, you'll start to
Mm-hmm.
notice the
Yeah,
red
I have seen it
dots.
has like a red sparkles that come out of it, but like too many times the the teleporter is going to be in an area like around a pillar that I didn't think I could get around, or like underneath an area that I didn't think I could fall down to. And I really wish there was some sort of accessibility option of just like, look, man, you've been in this level for 5 minutes. Here's the teleporter. Like, it's something you could
Yeah.
toggle on and off. But like, there was one run I had to finish. I had to bail out on this week because I got to like that swampy area, and I just genuinely could not find the teleporter after 10 minutes. Like, I just that is no fun, and I wish there was some way around it. I found on one run this week, I found an an interactable, like one of your it's on the Y button for Xbox, is on triangle for like your active item.
Equipments.
Yeah, your equipment, that would just do like a radar ping, and it would show you all of the chests and the teleporter and all that stuff. And
Yes, the radar scanner.
yeah, it's really good, and I actually gave it to one of the equipment drones
The
that just picks it
drones.
up and it just uses it every once in a while, and that thing was pinging like crazy. And it was like I had one using a black hole and one using that ping thing, and it was like, all right,
Oh,
this
those
is
drones
pretty
using
good.
those black holes are lethal.
It's really good. So I overall I had a lot of fun getting back into Risk of Rain 2 after a really long time because there's so much more content in it now. They've been updating like crazy. There's a bunch of new characters and areas and stuff. I did my first in that like Sky Valley area. There's that laptop and that portal all the way super down low where you can unlock.
Oh,
I didn't realize you could unlock the modifiers, the artifacts. So I went and I looked up one of them and I unlocked one of those just to see how it went. That was a pretty fun fight. I'm having fun with Risk of Rain 2 again. It's just there are these issues that are kind of chafing me, which is frustrating.
yeah.
But
And to be honest, I can kind of understand where you're coming from. There's a lot of positives and negatives. Like, honestly, like if you start keeping an eye out for that red dots, like that will make a huge difference of
yeah,
finding the
that's a
teleporter
good
because
tip.
they
Thank you.
actually go through walls as well. To be honest, so you can see it on
Ah,
the other
okay.
side of walls and things like that.
I bet that'll be a big
Um,
help. Tune in next week.
the one for the boss is a blue dots, not red dots. So the ones that go to the final level, that's blue instead of red.
Ah,
The
okay. Gotcha.
the primordial teleporter, that's a blue dot instead of a red one.
Okay.
I did prismatic challenge for the first time this week.
I did that a couple months ago. That's like their daily challenge, essentially, right? Daily, weekly
Yes.
kind of thing. Yeah.
And it's kind of a nightmare
It's
because
rough.
yeah, it's super duper rough. Um, I'm It was fine. I'm in the middle of a run right now where I'm trying to loop 20 times or do 20 stages.
Okay, is that a
Um,
challenge or a achievement?
it's an achievement,
Okay.
so it's both.
I gotta do that then. I'm actually like, I think I only have like 10 trophies left. I'm way further in the game than I thought I was.
It's the Lego games achievements,
Yeah,
dude. You'll
right.
get
They're front
20 at the
loaded and
start,
back
and the
loaded.
rest are all
Yeah.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
I actually looked. I only have one character I need to unlock, and I don't know who it is. It says something about a cell. That's all I know.
Oh, I don't know if I've run into that at all. I'll have to keep an eye out for that.
So I have no idea what it is. Like, it's one of those things. I do have. You don't have Rex, I'm guessing at this point, who is
No, I think I have
possibly difficult to get.
3 characters to unlock. I did play as the captain this week that has like a chargeable
He's got an
gun.
interesting thing.
Yeah, where you like could quickly fire like a shotgun sort of thing, but if you charge it, the reticle shrinks and you can hit surprisingly far, and that shot has knockback. It's kind of
And he has an orbital cannon, dude. Come on.
he does, which is like kind of confusing to use, and he can also do like supply drops and stuff. Like it's kind of it's a really interesting character that I think is one of those like the Bard in Rogue Legacy 2, where it's like if you can get control of this dude, he's probably really very powerful, but I don't know how to do that quite yet. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I'm in the middle of a really good run right now with an engineer. I'm 69 minutes in roughly.
Okay.
Which is ironic because my console only just turned itself off.
Okay.
I think Risk of Rain was stopping it from doing the sleep cycle.
Oh, sure.
Because we've been recording for a couple of hours now, and my console only just turned itself off.
Well, and we were talking about that 130 whatever minute. That took place over like 3 real days. Where I'm like, all right, I can play a little bit here. Or my kids at school, I can play like an hour here. Or I'm gonna play the next day. So like that was running on my PS5 for like 3 actual days. Yeah.
It's a lot to like about this game. Okay, so let's just like get this out the way. I like the way this game looks.
It's got a cool style. Yeah.
Like way back when, I remember feeling mixed about it, but the more I've played it, the more I've enjoyed it.
Well, they have managed to take the interesting style of the first one and successfully translate it into 3D. And like they kind of give it its own style, but you're recognizing zones and enemies and weapons and stuff that were coming from the first one that kind of have a new coat of paint, but you can still recognize them. Like those big white glowing, I think they call them parents, like in the Sky Valley, like they're still there, and there's still a bajillion of them. And you know, there's still the ukulele that makes your attacks electric. Like it's got all the cool stuff.
Yeah, it's one of those things as well where, like, having not played this game or the first game in a while, I'm at that point where I'm like, oh crap, which one does which again? Because
Yeah,
it doesn't give you
exactly.
item descriptions; it just gives you like an image, and it's just
Yeah.
like, oh,
And if you get close enough, you can like see the name of it, but it never says what it's going to be. It's like teddy bear. It's like, oh, is that one? I don't think there's very many bad items. Nope, that one was good. Okay.
teddy bear increases armor. Oh no, it increases.
It's like a flat damage
damage.
reduction, I think.
Yes,
Yeah.
I believe so.
Yeah.
Oh, so many good things. I will admit, I'm not a huge fan of the fact that it will do that thing
Mm-hmm.
where it's like, oh, here is an item that you like.
Yep.
I'm going to give you 90 of them, even though it's not really that useful. I'm
Right.
looking right now. I'm on the run I'm on. It's got the fireworks. So
Mm-hmm.
every time I open a chest, it's like 50,000 fireworks come out, and it's like,
I really like that one. It's like not the strongest one, but I like to pew, 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 for like 5 seconds. It's like, just give me the item. I need to keep moving, man. I have 400% move speed. Like I just don't make me stop here.
yep, it's
Yeah.
not great.
Mm-hmm. The first artifact I did unlock was the one where you don't get item drops. You don't get to purchase items anymore, but enemies will drop items every once in a while, which I remembered kind of liking in the first one. So I went with that one at the beginning, and I was like, all right, this is kind of fun. I kind of like this. So
Yeah, that was part of my charismatic trial today. Was that one? It was like, where's all the chests?
Right.
There's no chests.
Let me buy the things, please.
But
Yeah.
it was that, and it also gave me the select one where you can choose which items you want.
Spicy.
So I was like, yeah, give me the ukulele, the crimson glasses,
Yeah.
the soldier
The scythe.
serum.
Yep.
Yeah, the scythe isn't too bad too. Yeah, once you've got a couple of those crimson glasses, it's
Yep.
like, yeah, give me that scythe.
Healing like crazy. Yeah. Yeah. I like Risk of Rain 2 a lot still. I'm hoping to, over the next couple weeks, for my goal is to kind of start playing with more of the characters, start unlocking more of their like optional secondary skills and stuff. Like really start.
I unlocked the engineer's secondary instead of the bubble shield. He gets a lock on like paint and trace lock on missiles.
Goodness.
Which is kind of cool.
Yeah. So I'm looking to kind of. I think both of us have the basics of Risk of Rain 2 down, and I think if you're listening to this and you played Risk of Rain 1, those basics are largely the same in Risk of Rain 2, it's just in 3D. So I'm looking forward to kind of digging really deep into characters and systems, and there's like a bajillion unlockables in the menu again this time, like 6 of them for each character. So I'm kind of looking forward to diving into some more of those to see if, you know, the one for the Huntress is like, carry 12 of the crowbars at once, and I was like, that would be kind of a fun run to try and get 12 of those and see how strong she'd be. So yeah. Any final thoughts here for week 1 of Risk of Rain 2?
I kind of forgot how much I like it.
Yeah, that's great. 1 and 2 are both great for different reasons, even though they seem like very similar games. And I gotta say, on current gen, what's up?
The music.
Oh, music is still
banging.
incredibly great. But on current gen consoles, This game runs really great. Like, I was locked at 60 the entire time, even with, I'm fighting 6 bosses at a time. There's like 20 champions. There's 40 other enemies. Rockets are going off like crazy. I have 15 drones. Like, it never hitched even once. It's really great. Very impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's the first week of Risk of Rain 2. Thank you very much for listening. Yes. Sorry.
Do we want to mention the fact that there's not going to be one next week?
Oh, yes. Yeah, we're going to skip a week here. Moon is going to be on vacation. We've decided, in the spirit of having a vacation, let's just take a week off. So we'll be delayed by a week for next week. Give you plenty of time to kind of catch up on Risk of Rain 2. And hope we'll see you all next run. Bye.
Bye.